What's up everyone? Today I will show you how to go from this to this. So we start with the seal. The seal sounds like this. It's from Splice. Well, the first thing you want to do is you can stretch and pitch the sample until you think, okay, that sounds cool, that sounds something I can use. And I will put it a bit less loud again. And then you start adding plugins, of course. And then I first start with an EQ to boost some frequencies and cut some lows out. Then of course distortion, and then it already sounds like this. So you already get a bit of a screechy sound. After that you EQ them again. I EQ'd out some lows because after distortion it gets rumble in the low end, and then I wanted to get that out before I applied some phasing. This one is free actually. This one is free, so if you don't have it you can download it. And after the phasing I added some distortion again, and then it sounds like this. It's isotope dress. I think everyone knows it. Clip control settings, and put it on like that, the drive on max. And after that I added some pipe tech to boost some of the high frequencies. When it really gives that crispy sound in the high end. But of course you don't want to overdo it, and you don't want to hurt people's ears, so I'm usually around 4 to 6. Depends on the sample of course and your EQing. And after that I EQ'd out some of the low ends again and annoying frequency. And then we route this to another mix channel to route to this track only. And then you have another distortion, just the basic one from FL, and some basic compression afterwards. You can compress it with any compressor you have. You can also use the stock one from FL. It doesn't really matter. And after the compression I added some saturation to really give that sharp feeling in the sound. I just used the preset and then played with it, and this is what I always use, but you can use whatever you like in this, so get creative with it. And then after that I added some OTT, just not too much, a little bit in the mids and the highs. That's all. It really just boosts it a bit. And then again some EQing, really giving that high end and cut out a little bit of annoying frequencies. And then of course the low end again. And then I added another little bit of high end. And then you can sidechain to this track, and there you have your reverb. Cut out some frequencies from the reverb before it goes into the reverb plugin itself. And then after that some compression and a limiter to sidechain it. So if you sidechain it to because you sidechained from that one to the send channel, you can see it up here. So the screech out and you sidechain to that, and then you can play with the settings. with the threshold, the ratio, the attack and the release mostly in the sustain. So this is completely how you, I'm not saying you have to do it like this, just play with it until you think it sounds good. It always depends on the length of your screech as well. And I always like to have a little bit of threshold and ratio. And you can also play with it. You can just play with it until you think it sounds good. And after that I used an LFO tool to like dock the reverb. And that's basically it. And that's how you go from a seal to a screech sound. And for the eagle, that sounded like this. I basically used the same presets or the same mixer channel with EQ, distortion, tremolo and stuff. So it's just really playing with distortion and EQ. And if I move this, it really gives a different feel to it. And you can play with the tremolo to get like the volume or panning effect. And then of course you route it to another channel, and then again distortion and some basic compression, saturation, OTT and EQing again. And that's basically it. So this is how you can turn any sound into a screech. And then of course you can play with the sample itself, so it plays a different rhythm or anything. So you can be creative with it. You can make like a short screech from it, and you can even scroll through the sample to get different results. So for example, now I have another part of the sample and it will sound different. So this is how you can make like more screeches from one sample, because every part of the sample will react differently to the distortion and EQing and stuff. And this is how you can play with it until you have something that you think, oh man, this is cool, and you can combine it and with other sounds, of course. And so you don't have to do it like this. You can use my presets, you can use my mix channel, and then get creative, pull in put in some other samples, for example. That's how you create new sounds. I hope you learned something from this, and if you do, just subscribe to my channel. I reached 500 subscribers last month, so I will do like a giveaway pack, 500 subs giveaway sample pack with kicks, screeches, anything you can imagine for like raw style, hard style. So if you don't want to miss out, subscribe, and hope to see you next time.